Hi everyone, my name is Brian and I am Warwick Model United Nations Society's training officer. So for the next few minutes, what I'll be trying to do is to walk you through exactly what Model United Nations, MUN, is and what you'll be doing at our event. So Model United Nations, MUN, is a simulation of actual United Nations conferences. That is, participants play the roles of delegates. Delegates that are representing countries that are in the United Nations. For the purposes of this event, you, that is the delegates, will be part of the General Assembly, the Economic and Social Council, and the Security Council. Don't worry about the differences for now in these committees and whether or not they're important and all that. We'll get to that later. But for now, just keep in mind that you have to stick to the topic, climate change, and find a solution to that particular topic. The growing effects of climate change has always been an issue that the UN has tried to tackle ever since, for example, the Millennium Development Goals, the Kyoto Protocol. These are just a couple of things that the United Nations have tried to raise and tried to keep up, basically, in order to resolve this issue. While not universal in terms of being accepted in that all countries are signed up to it or have acknowledged these particular protocols, they do serve as a foundation of modern climate change values and what we try to do in order to combat climate change. And as delegates, it is your goal to keep these in mind while you search for a solution to this topic. So how do you reach an agreement then with the rest of the delegates? After all, you all will be representing different countries and different countries have different national interests. In MUN conferences, you must obtain a majority vote. That is, you must have at least 50% plus one of delegates that vote for your resolution, that is, your solutions. Such solutions will take a form of a draft resolution, that is a very formal format that the United Nations actually uses in real life. And to get there, you must first convince the delegates that the solution is feasible and something that they will definitely work along with because it benefits them as well. While not controversial enough of a topic as climate change is, after all, most countries would agree that climate change does exist and it is something that we should all strive to resolve. There are many details that need to resolve, such as how we tackle the actual issue itself, the funding, for example, and whether or not, say, the country even acknowledges the fact that there is climate change. All this and more will come down to how you perform in your speeches at the conference itself. That is, through general speakers lists and what we call moderator caucuses. The former being where you can make formal speeches about the general topic itself, hence general speakers list, while the moderator caucuses are where you can go into specific topics while still being very formal in your speeches and be able to tackle the details one by one. Another tool in your arsenal is the unmoderated caucus. Contrary to the moderated caucus, in the unmoderated caucus, what you can do is meet up with your other delegates, with your fellow delegates, in a very informal meeting where you can just group around and come to a very quick compromise and move on with the topic. In a way, it's far more efficient than moderated caucuses. They're far less formal, so the effect may not be as great, but if anything, it is the most efficient way of coming to a compromise between countries. And at the end, after all that, when all is said and done, you will reach a conclusion. You will draft a resolution, a formal resolution, and you will hand it up, and you'll see whether or not it passes. Keep in mind though, that you have to get a majority vote. That is at least 50% plus one. Remember to work with delegates, be diplomatic, and never try to ostracize any particular member state. For Security Council members, however, there is an additional factor that you must take into account. Because the Security Council is such an important committee, that is, it is the branch where decisions are actually made, certain countries are allowed to have vetoes. That is, the 5 countries, United States, United Kingdom, China, Russia, and France, have the right, and in only that committee, to take your resolution and fail it, regardless of how the voting goes. They can outright reject your proposal, just throw it out the window if they so wish to. So, for Security Council members, please remember they have to be extra diplomatic and remember to keep all interests be it Western, Russian, Chinese, so on, in mind when you try to work out your resolution. In general, however, not just for Security Council itself, you should always strive to be extremely diplomatic and try to have every country, every member state's interest in mind at all times. In any case, on behalf of Warwick MUN Society, I wish all of you good luck in the following conference, and I hope that you reach an admirable solution to this topic. Thank you.